done so many great things with Calian since you have joined them in this position, but you have recently been awarded CEO of the Year. Very excited about this, and of course, very well deserved. Now, everybody that's watching this in the tech community knows since you've joined Calian, there has been quite a bit of growth. There's been an evolution of the company. It's been an amazing company, and it's publicly traded, and it's interesting that it's been around for quite some time, but I feel really over the last few years, we've really started taking note. And I truly believe, and I think a lot of people will agree, that you've been part of that. So maybe you can share with us a little bit, since you've joined the company and up to where you are now, what has that evolution been like, and how has the company changed?
That's great. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity for the interview, and obviously the CEO of the Year award. Considering the amazing talent that's here in Ottawa, I do take it as an honor and really a reflection of what's going on at Calian. So thank you for that. I think, what's changed. So I'm not sure a lot has changed, to be honest. I think Calian has always been a great company. Calian has always been a very successful company. When I took over as CEO, I think at that time we were probably at 60 consecutive profitable quarters. So I think the fundamental change that I've brought to the company is one of my strengths I consider to be is a bit more outward facing. So I've spent a lot of time telling the Calian story to the market, both in the publicly traded world, to our customers, to our staff, and aligning the team on where I think we need to go as a company from a strategy perspective. So it's always been a great company. I think it's an amazing company. And really what I've been focusing on is just trying to ensure that the world knows the story of Calian Group, but as importantly, working with my executive team to align on where we want to go as an organization, both in the context of our internal staff, but as importantly, the markets. And I think we have every opportunity to grow. We have grown, and we continue to grow. And I think people are just slowly catching on now to the fact that Calian's a great story, a great company, and I'm passionate about getting out there and making sure people know that story.
Now, Kevin, within the health industry itself, we know that that is evolving and that's always changing as well. How is Calian adapting to that, and how's the future look with that specifically in mind?
Well, that's interesting, because a lot of people don't realize that Calian has a health story. We started our journey in 2005 with the Department of National Defense, and we support today the military healthcare program, 32 bases, 60 different categories of healthcare practitioners. So I'd like to say that we have the largest national health network of practitioners in Canada. When we think about the future of healthcare, we really think it's all about technology. There is only so many doctors and nurses, and for us right now, the focus will be continue to expand that network, but as importantly, integrating technology into the healthcare delivery, whether it's your wearables, your real-time monitoring devices. I think every day you read about a new healthcare innovation. So, our healthcare system, even though there's a lot of money being spent, there's still a lot of room for improvement, and we believe the combination of best practices and processes and delivery, as well as combined with innovation, is really where the marriage needs to happen, and we honestly believe as Calian, looking at the technology elements of healthcare is where we need to focus.
For those of you that's joining us here today on our Techopia live broadcast, we are on Facebook at the moment, and of course we are everywhere after this. If you haven't done so already, make sure you join us on techopia.ca to get some more information about our guests here today. With me, of course, I have the President and CEO of Calian Group Limited, Kevin Ford. Thank you so much. And then, of course, with me, VP of Operations for Stratford Managers, Colleen Kelly, is here with me as well today, and she is actually my co-host today. So definitely so happy to have you on the show. Maybe, Colleen, you can share with us the questions that you might have for Kevin, being, of course, the CEO of the Year with the Best Ottawa Business Awards.
Sure, thank Carlo. So Kevin, I think you've been CEO for 2.5 years now with Calian. Right. A question I would have for you is, what tips would you have for CEOs, perhaps new or existing CEOs?
Yeah, great question. I think first and foremost, I always say, CEO, and I've learned this from all the folks I've worked with at the executive levels, I think CEOs really have three fundamental purposes. Number one is to establish the vision for the company. So I think as you're becoming a CEO or about to become a CEO, I think it's important for you to understand where you want to take the company, what vision do you have for the company, because I always say the CEO has to be the person that sets the vision, sets course for the company, and then works with the executive teams and staff to make that happen. So number one, really try and make sure you understand your vision for where you're trying to go. The second one thing is that passion. You know, I say that an organization runs at the pace of its leader, and I think people look at the CEO as the yardstick on both the good days, the bad days. So if you're passionate about what you're doing, you're setting that pace that you think that is required to achieve your vision. You've got to come to the office ready every day to deliver that. You know, it's not a part-time job. It's something that I think for me, I know, again, on the good days, the bad days, you just can't veer from your passion and where you're trying to go with the company. And then number three, I think a key one is be true to self and be authentic. You know, people that know me would say that there's no veneer here. Like, I just am who I am. I don't know everything. I really am a big believer in teamwork, and good teams have great results. That's not by accident, that's just a reality. But I'm also very open to say when I'm wrong or when I've made a bad decision, but also open to listen. I always say leadership is about 60% listening and 40% speaking. So just be authentic, just be who you are. You are going to make mistakes, but learn from them and move on. And as importantly, be open to input so that you can become a better person as well.
Such wonderful insights. So there you go. If you're CEO, hopefully you can take some of that with you, especially if you're an aspiring CEO and getting out there in the entrepreneurs. And that's what we love about Techopia, is the opportunity to speak to individuals like yourself, Kevin. Thank you for sharing that insight. And thank you, Colleen, for that question. Now let's talk a little bit about Calian strategies in general moving forward from a mergers and acquisition perspective. The company has done a lot. It's grown a lot. It's very strategic in that aspect. Maybe you can give us a little bit of insight as into where the company is going.
That's great. So from my viewpoint, what we've done at Calian, we have 5 very distinct businesses at Calian: engineering, healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and training. You'd never start a company this diverse today, frankly, but we are who we are. It's our 35th anniversary. We're embracing that diversity. We've organized the company across each of those segments, and we have leaders and responsible for those who are subject matter experts in each one. So number one, the foundation is embracing our diversity. Number two is that we've set a 3-year plan in place that really has 4 components to our strategy. Customer retention. We deliver mission-critical things for so many customers. I never want to see growth at the cost of focus on that customer delivery, because we just do it well across everything we do. Number 2 is customer diversification, is diversifying across all of our customer bases and continue to evolve into new areas, both domestically and globally. Third is service line evolution. So how do we make sure we stay relevant in today's ever-changing world with our innovation and research development that we're doing across all of our segments? And number 4 is continuous improvement, which is today we operate at 10-11% of revenues and operating expenses. So what we want to do is ensure we grow the company, but look for innovation both internally and externally in how we operate so we can scale the company. Specifically for mergers and acquisitions, we look at them. So we look at M&A supporting 2 elements of that strategy: customer diversification. So where can we do what we do today in a new sector, domestically, globally? We acquired a company, an Ottawa company, ISR, in May this year. Not only did they bring us more capabilities in our emergency management training, but they also had offices in Netherlands and the UAE. So there's a diversification element now. We take our training business globally. And the service line evolution is the other pillar. So what organizations can help us evolve what we do today? And that may be whether it's a technology play, a new offering, deeper engineering capabilities. We believe those 2 are the fundamental things. When we look through an M&A lens, customer diversification, service line evolution, and looking for companies that culturally will fit into Calian as well. So there's a lot of great organizations out there, but you have to really spend the time to get to know them, and we spend a lot of time. I've done 5 since I've been at Calian. Calian's done, I think, 15 since it started. So it's still going to be a key part of our strategy. Take the time, look for those organizations going to make our 2020 plan a reality, and we believe they're out there, but we make sure we take the time to ensure they'll fit in long-term to Calian as well. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Thank you so much. I know Kevin is on his way, as well as Colleen. Thank you so much for your time. We got to hustle and go and take over the world slowly but surely, bit by bit. So for those of you that's joined us here today, thank you very much for joining us on Techopia Live. Make sure that you stay tuned. We broadcast on Mondays and, of course, Wednesdays, and you go check out more information on techopia.ca. Otherwise, thank you once again to the CEO of the Year for the Best Ottawa Business Awards, Kevin Ford from Calian Group Limited. Thank you so much for joining us. You're welcome. And then, of course, Colleen, my co-host today, VP of Operations with Stratford Managers. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll make sure that we see you guys next time. Have a fantastic day. Bye.